Call the meeting to order. We vote first, or not vote, roll call.
Chase Munson,
Here.
Wade Feldmeyer,
Here.
Larry Gustin,
Here.
John Glasgow,
Here.
Josh Grant,
Here.
Franklin Hahn,
Here.
and Eric Johnson.
Here. The minutes of the meeting, so we'll get that out of the way.
Read the minutes of the previous meeting.
We don't have to read them if we've read them already.
For motion.
Chase. Trying to follow both of them.
I'm just a different.
Oh, is that the deal? Okay. Okay, do we have a motion to approve last
Yeah,
meeting's minutes?
Minutes. Just ask for a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second?
Oh, yeah.
I'll second it. All in favor? Read the request the notice read.
Yeah. That's right.
All right, so please take notice that an application has been made by Robert and Lori Ellens at 12180 in County 10 in Caledonia for a conditional use permit to build a manure storage structure with a capacity over 20,000 gallons. The facility will consist of the following components: an existing freestyle barn, an existing cattle shed with open lot, a second existing cattle shed with open lot, a third existing cattle shed with open lot, an existing milk barn, an existing enclosed calf barn, and a proposed 195 by 195 by 8-foot manure basin, which is 1.9 million gallons. And this is all in Caledonia Township on the following premises to it: east 3/4 of the northwest quarter, section 10, township 102, range 6 in Houston County, and it's parcel 03011300. Said applicants are standing and making application or as fee owner of said described lands. A hearing on this application will be held at the Houston County Commissioners Room in Caledonia at 6:30 p.m. on Thursday, April 24th, 2025. All persons having an interest in the matter will be given the opportunity to submit comments relative to the granting or denying of said application. Comments should be mailed to the Environmental Services Department, 304 South Marshall Street in Caledonia, or emailed to myself. It must be received by Tuesday, April 15th of 2025 to be included for review prior to the hearing. All comments are considered part of the public record, and this was advertised on April 9th of 2025. I should introduce you guys to as well. This is Jeremy Burt. I think he's met a few of you, but he's the new feedlot officer, so he's this application.
Okay, we want the applicants to come forward.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. Okay. Well, what do you have for comments or?
What we're looking at is, right now, we're milking 120 cows. If we expand at anything, which I really don't plan on expanding, maybe to 140, but that would be it. We are looking at building the 195 by 195 by 8 foot deep. So that will take away our daily haul, and we're able to haul in the fall and in the spring when we should be. So I think we're improving water, adding the nutrients to the soil when we should be, and basically it's a manure pit. Nothing major about it.
So are these, all these buildings you got listed here, are they all going to go into this same pit?
No, the pit is going to be used for number 1, which is 103 by 156. On the paper it says 56, it's 156. So Amelia's drawing right where the pit will be. out in the level field, and that's it. It's gonna handle that one building. Also, that will handle the milk house waste to be pumped over from the milk house into it. So,
Where does that go currently?
out in the open. Yes,
So this is where your milk cows are then, where the build?
in that building, yes, all the dairy cows that are being milked are in that big building.
Okay, okay. So now when you apply for this permit, the state gets involved. They come down, don't they, from the state? To, when you put a manure pit in, or doesn't the state get involved in this? This is all engineered from the county?
You can comment, Jeremy.
Yes, it's solved by the county unless they go to a certain level, or if it's this an all concrete structure, so the state
All
does
done
not
by the
have-
county?
Yeah.
So then you must have certain specs in the county then, as far as you have soil borings, you have to have concrete so that it won't leak?
Yes.
Or do you put a barrier under it, or is it all concrete, or how? I'm trying to learn something, that's why I
This
asked.
will be all concrete.
But is there anything that, could that concrete crack? I'm just asking, I'm not trying to pick anything apart here.
Well, going by the specs and the requirements, it should be sound from cracking. There'll be inspections being done as it's being constructed.
This has the, what do I want to call it, like the drain tile
Yes, there'll be a perimeter drain tile,
that's used for leak inspection.
waterway.
It's towards the back of the packet, wasn't it?
So in your zoning then, do you have a certain mix? Like 3-bag mix, 4-bag, 5-bag, whatever, or isn't that in the zoning?
That's not so much in the zoning, it's in the specs and in the engineer when he draws up all the cement.
Okay,
It would be 6-bag mix,
6?
yes.
Yeah,
When it comes to feedlot projects, there's two components. They need a state feedlot permit, and then they need the county conditional use permit if they're going over that 20,000 gallon threshold. And so Jeremy has been reviewing the state feedlot permit, and even though like we review it, they still have to meet all the state specs that are in rule there. So that dictates typically like the concrete mixes and all of those requirements. Then when there's NRCS projects, which this is one of those, correct?
Yes.
Sometimes they have additional like specifications that they have to meet that are maybe superior to the state's even, and that's usually maybe like fences and things like that. Where you could go a little bit more basic, but they do require you to go to standards.
Well, I see there's fencing in the plans here. And this is all soil and water's helping with this and NRCS?
Yes.
Yeah, because like state feedlot rule just says the fence has to be like 5 feet high. And it's kind of basically just a safety item, where NRCS takes that a step further, and then a lot of times they say it has to be woven wire, or they'll dictate things in more detail.
So you mentioned that you might expand to 140 at the most. NER pit would handle that as well?
For 14 months at 140.
Okay.
So it's plenty big for 140. Right now with the price of bull calves and crossbreds, it's hard to push everything towards dairy, especially way Angus handle the winter. So expanding, I want the capability there for my son. So adding 20 head is not a big thing. The freestall barn is there. And if we're doing the pit, we're only adding 20 head. It ain't like somebody else doing 300. So we're not a very large dairy yet, even at 140.
No.
Yeah. What is the threshold where, I mean, you have a state manure pit assigned pit number, correct? What is the threshold where the state does have to review it? Is that the NPDES permit, or what is that? Do we know?
In PDS.
Yeah, I don't know the terminology.
Yeah, so once they hit 1,000 animal units.
takes it to
then
the next level,
they-
yeah.
And we don't review any of the feedlot permit side of it. The top starters are doing engineering if it's anything other than a concrete, full concrete lot.
I
So
see.
in some instances, they are involved in some.
But at this size, they're not really involved in it?
Nope.
Yeah, this is
And with an all- with a
relatively
full
small in comparison, yeah.
Yeah, and with full concrete, I think the safety factor is all right that they don't get the.
Anybody else have any questions?
So why 14 months of storage if you're gonna haul in the spring and in the fall?
That way you have the capability of holding it in case something happens, more rain, anything out of the, you know, that can happen. That way I don't have to worry about building it too small and saying we screwed up.
Okay, I was just wondering if there were certain requirements.
It's also the NRCS going through them, that's the 14-month is what they.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
14-month requirement.
Didn't know that.
That's changed
Yeah,
I don't know if that's being driven by
They've,
that change.
they've raised it, yep. So where do you milk then? I mean, the big barn is where the cows, the freestall is. Do you milk there too? The parlor's there?
Right there, where that harvester is,
Okay,
right there, and then we have a lane going to the barn.
okay, I see that now.
See the
Yep,
lane there, the
yep,
fence?
yep. All right.
Okay.
That'll be constructed if you get, everything goes right, you'll have that constructed by fall then, or? is it-
Yes,
Okay.
yep.
how are you you're gonna pump the water from the dairy barn across somehow?
Yep, probably Amelia can draw a line. Can you put that in where it will go right from there and, yep. And there'll be a pump and push everything into the pit. There's probably a picture in your packet that shows where there's a pipe going into the side of the pit and everything is done and planned ahead of time. That way, if we build a milking parlor on the front of the barn, then we just hook into that line. We don't change anything, we pump it from there right into that pit, doing the same thing.
Where does that water go currently? Where does that end up?
Right between them bags right now to the open. There's no manure or anything, it's just water from washing the boat tank and the machines. So right there where the arrow is. So we're gonna cut that line where, right where the red one is, going back, and then hook it up and take it over to the manure pit.
I think when I talked to you, Bob, out there that day, you said this is all built on virgin ground, no,
Yes.
no fill hauled in.
Right,
Yeah, otherwise you had to haul, if you moved it down the hill, you had to haul some fill in, which you were worried about.
yep, if we
Settling.
moved it closer to where the round bales, and let's say we matched up with the, freestall barn and drew it that way. Just what somebody mentioned about cracking cement. I think the same way in Minnesota, all right? If I'm gonna have 5 feet of fill, I'm gonna have settling and I'm gonna have busted cement. So that was my thing is, we move it onto level ground, we dig it out, therefore, we put our cement on no-fill. And then build off of that, and then bring the dirt around it, because we're in Minnesota. We have freezing and thawing, and we gotta back them walls with dirt all around there to make it safe. You leave that wide open, you're gonna have a busted wall, I think, no matter how, we're in Minnesota. Winter doesn't change.
That corrects.
The lowest, is it really level there? I guess I didn't look at the contours. The lowest wall is gonna be almost level up to the top too?
Yeah.
Where's the ramp gonna be?
On the far, on this side,
Left side of that
yeah.
square.
Southwest, northwest?
Go out farther, not that way, the other way, right there.
That's where the ramp will be.
Yep.
One item additionally too, during the review process, we discovered that there has been just a small amount of incremental expansion over the last 10 years at this site. And with the dwellings that are close there, we didn't get it in time to have a variance hearing this month, but he has already made an application and he will have to be granted a variance next month in order for this project to be finalized as well.
Because of the dwellings?
Yep, because of an expansion to existing dwellings.
There wasn't any comments from the neighbors then?
I received nothing in writing. I don't know if you want to open it up for
Okay. Are we done?
public comment.
Anybody else?
Yeah.
Don't? Okay. Well, Bob, I guess you're done. Do we have any public comment?
I'm a neighbor, but I'm probably farther away than the 10 that were notified.
Oh, no.
Could you come up here and talk?
Yeah, can you go
Bob, you
back
can
to your
go
seat?
sit and then,
All right.
Please, thank you.
I don't know what how many, the distance that you need to be notified if there is this. I'm east across 10 and north. I did see it in the newspaper.
It would be 10 closest or a quarter mile and,
Okay, so I'm beyond quarter mile. No, I just came of interest as a neighbor. I neither oppose nor approve. I just came for information.
Okay.
so where do you live and what's your name?
I'm Barb Rollins.
Okay.
I live north and east,
On Highway 10.
yes, just off the road
All right.
a little bit. So, and I wanted to see where the dimension was, visualize where that was, if it was a visual from County 10, or now that I can see it's behind where I would have a visual or anything. I am concerned about the Beaver Creek watershed, the runoff that goes under my driveway. I'm always very concerned about that and what efforts are done to preserve that goes down to Sheldon, and I'm ignorant about it all, but I'm concerned about it. That's all. Thanks.
Thank you, Barb. We have any other public comment?
Mike Ingvelson, I guess I'm here to commend the Allenses, that I'm glad they are looking at this project to basically enhance and try to make the dairy world a better place. With that said, yes, we have all been through these trying times, and it's a huge financial burden, and the payback is very, very minimal. So being able to manage it better, I have to very much commend the Ellenses, as much as it was a very painful when I put mine in, because yes, I dealt with being turned in 25 times by a dairyman. So I was disappointed in how mine, so I commend him, because the next generation this is part of the future. So again, hats off to the Ellens at this stage moving forward.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. Any other public comment? Well, can the findings be read?
Anybody want a motion for the not applicable
I'll make a
ones?
motion to strike 8, 9, and 14, and 13.
Ken? Is there a vote on that?
John seconded.
A vote?
I'll make a motion that,
Oh, is everyone in favor of that?
Yes.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
We'll get her yet.
Trying.
All right. Ready for the findings?
Yep.
All right, Jeremy's gonna take care of that.
Okay, findings, number one, that the proposed use conforms to county land use plan. Staff analysis, the comprehensive plan prioritizes support for commercial agriculture. For instance, goal 1.1, to preserve commercial agriculture as an essential long-term permanent land use in the county. For dairy operations to remain viable, it oftentimes requires expansion, and along with that, manure basin allows them to more responsible handle manure.
Okay. All in favor? Aye. All opposed?
Number two, that the applicant demonstrates a need for a purpose use. Staff analysis, the petitioners currently operate a daily scrape and haul operation. Manure storage will allow them to limit land application of manure to fall, as well as opportunity to be more selective in respect to appropriate conditions for land application.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Number three, that the proposed use will not degrade water quality of the county. Staff analysis, this project is ultimately to help protect water quality by providing the producer with the ability to handle manure only when conditions are appropriate.
All in favor?
Aye.
I especially like to commend point out that it provides the producer the opportunity to apply manure when conditions are correct. I think that's important.
Number four,
You guys vote on that?
Yeah.
Yep.
number four, that the proposed use will not adversely increase the quantity of water runoff. Staff analysis, all water that falls within the manure basin will be contained and clean water diversions will be ensured stormwater is directed around the new project. Runoff controls will exist in the open lot area and won't be affected by the construction.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Number five, that soil conditions are adequate to accommodate the proposed use. Staff analysis, feedlot permits require soils to meet specific standards for approval as well as minimum bedrock separation requirements.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Number six, that potential pollution hazards have been addressed and the standards have been met. Staff analysis, a complete review of liquid manure storage basin design and plans will be completed along with a manure management plan review before the feedlot permit is granted. This is to ensure that the project will meet specifications in place to minimize any pollution concerns.
All in favor? All opposed?
Number seven, that adequate utilities, access roads, drainage, and other necessary facilities have been or are being provided. Staff analysis, this is an existing dairy facility, so the necessary public infrastructure and utilities are present at this location. Any rerouting within the site of utilities, access roads, drainage, etc., as part of the project will be responsibility of the producer.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed?
Number 10, that the interim will not be injurious to the use of the enjoyment of the property in the immediate vicinity of the proposed already permitted. Staff analysis, manure storage is commonly found in agriculture district. Proper management will reduce any adverse effect and neighboring properties. This area consists of farming operations with farm dwellings, and the ordinance clearly states the neighboring properties in this district may be subject to inconvenience, including odor from normal and acceptable agriculture practices.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Duly noted that when this manure pit will be getting cleaned out, it will give off an odor, so that's normal.
Yes. Number 11, that the established of the interim will not impede the normal and orderly development of improvement of surrounding vacant property for predominant uses in the area. Staff analysis, the predominant use in this area is agriculture. There's another large dairy facility north of this farm, but the addition of a basin at this location will not impact neighboring agriculture operations.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed?
Number 12, that adequate measures have been or will be taken to prevent or control offensive odors, fumes, dust, noise, and vibration, so that none of these will constitute a nuisance, and to control lighted signs and other lights in such manner to not disturb to neighboring properties will result. Staff analysis, manure handling does create odors, but the addition of the basin is an improvement since they will not be hauling daily. Their good neighbor notice identifies they will manage pH levels, haul on adjacent properties.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed?
Number 15, that site-specific conditions and such other conditions are established as required for the protection of public health, safety, morals, and general welfare. Staff analysis, this project aims to reduce manure runoff potential, eliminate groundwater pollution hazards, improve soil health, and therefore protect the public health, safety, morals, and general welfare.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
I'll make a motion to accept the findings. Second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Do we need a roll call vote?
Well, we haven't made a motion yet to accept it, we haven't read what the, I have a question. Are you planning, and not that it makes any difference, but are you planning on knifing this manure in if possible?
In the fall, if we can, yes. Because that, to me, is buying less commercial fertilizer, pay for what we knife in, so what time it takes will be worth it.
Well, it doesn't have any bearing on this, but I was curious.
Right.
Go ahead, I didn't mean to take your,
No, you're, you're fine. So now we make a motion to approve it?
Do you
well,
want me to read
better read the,
Recommendation.
proposed motion.
Yeah, you're doing good.
Yeah, the proposed motion to recommend granting the conditional use permit for the construction of manure storage over 20,000 gallons with the aforementioned conditions.
I'd make that a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Should have roll call normally when you have a motion. I don't wanna tell you what to do, but that's what you should have.
We can roll call that one.
Yeah, we can roll call it.
So does anybody have any other conditions that they wanted to discuss or bring up?
Two are standard, and then the third one is just to state that he has to meet the, I don't have it in front of me, the state feedlot permit requirements, correct?
And that you can enter the premises at reasonable time and manner.
All right. So you'd like to roll call vote?
Yeah, we can do that.
Wayne Feldmeyer,
Yep.
Larry Galstead,
Yep.
Jonathan Glasspool,
Yes.
Josh Grant, Franklin Hahn,
Right, yeah.
Chase Munson,
Yes.
Eric Johnson.
Aye.
Passes. All right, so as you heard, they make a recommendation to the Board of Commissioners, so it will go to them for final approval. And that will be on May 6th. So and of course, Eric sits on the Planning Commission here, so he can usually represents or kind of explains where the Planning Commission was coming from for you, Bob. So we'll be in touch.
So does he have to have a variance before this on May 6th or no?
No, I don't think so.
Well, I think it's sort of like the feedlot permit and the conditional use permit, they will all, you can't do one without the other.
Right.
But if you guys do want to wait for that to go through, we certainly can push it back until then.
I was just asking, it doesn't matter.
To be honest, I initially missed that April has 5 Tuesdays, and so I didn't think it was going to board until closer to the actual
Okay.
variance date either.
All right. All right.
All right.
Get a motion to adjourn?
We
She gonna say something?
have a couple other items.
Following the sheet.
Oh, yeah, sorry, that one doesn't. I didn't mean to set you up.
I'm trying.
All right. So I think we've kind of talked about it a little bit, but at the end of December, the commissioners put a moratorium in place for commercial solar, so to provide us a chance to do some research on what our current rules allow us to do, and also potentially to put new rules or regulations into place if that's the way we want it to go. Took a little while to kind of get a response on like what our actual comprehensive land use plan would allow if we want to stick with that document. And maybe you want to kind of explain the way the commissioners went.
We just had a discussion at workshop. You presented, when you refer to, you're waiting a response from our county attorney, right?
Yep, and then,
And the land use attorney,
yep,
and supporting our comprehensive land use plan where we try to protect prime farmland in the county. And so I guess you could explain what was presented to the workshop meeting.
yeah, so, the recommendation to me was that we take a conservative approach and basically uphold, so our comprehensive land use plan states, it's pretty tight that it says, we'll review and explore standards for alternative energy systems used for personal use or by individual residences or businesses. And after doing some checking on what does that actually mean or what's defensible, it sounds like that would be strictly for what you see around the county, sites that, or solar that is actually like maybe, or going back and supporting the primary use of that site, whether it be a dwelling. There's a few producers that have it to like power their parlor, or cabins, whatever, or not cabins, or just like a commercial operation on site. So that was a recommendation, is that that's what that means. It doesn't mean commercial solar of a substantial amount that only contributes back to the grid. And so after, I guess, proposing that to the commissioners, there were a few that were, that wanted to actually look at kind of a middle ground approach, I guess, would you be in concurrence with that, Eric?
Yep.
They wanted us to look at basically what is identified as option 2 then on your sheet, where we would amend our comprehensive land use plan. And so I have a proposal kind of on that sheet Basically, we'd look at a distribution level alternative, and that would keep it smaller. There's distribution and transmission level projects, and then there's also, once you get to the level that it's permitted by the state, the county has no oversight on that. So those are the very large ones. And I think so those are a lot of transmission level, or would be transmission level. So we'd look at distribution level, which would be, it sounded like everybody was pretty, or kind of on the same page as far as going under 40 acres. And so now, I guess in kind of moving forward, I'm looking for some advice from you, and I know you guys don't like getting put on the spot, but I gave you, there's the list of like different areas where we could look at performance standards, and I guess I just kind of, as citizens, I guess I'd like to get your opinion on what you'd like to see so that we have so they have some kind of idea of where people are at. And this we'll get a draft in place and bring something more concrete forward to you, but this is just to kind of give us a base to build off of. And so I guess if you guys were to, if we were to allow commercial systems in the county, is there kind of a maximum size that you guys would like to see?
Is there an economics on it for the actual business side? Like, right, we could come up with a number, and then if that just totally eliminates the option for it because the capacity's not big enough to make the investment, is there anything like that on like, they need X amount to actually make the investment, and then after that, they're profitable, or, you kind of know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I don't have that information off the top of my head.
I think that'd probably be
can-
an interesting thing, right? Because let's say if you're doing a commercial and you need it to be 40 acres minimum to like make the investment in all the equipment to make the return, if you put the limit at 40, nobody's ever gonna do it, right? Which is the same as just outlawing it.
But are we supposed to make a recommendation on economic factors alone?
I think
Not
that's
usually.
one factor to consider, right? Is like,
It's one to consider, but I don't know if it's one that you should,
it'd be like if you made the cost to produce milk so expensive by putting a regulation on it, nobody milked cows. That'd be a pretty important factor to consider what the regulation was.
Well, we gotta consider here that,
One of many.
go ahead.
One
I
of
don't wanna
many, sorry.
interrupt you.
Not the only one. One of many, though, I think.
This county doesn't have big factories that keep this county going. Farming is what keeps this county going. And if we're gonna start putting solar panels, commercial solar panels on prime ag land, we don't allow building to build a house on prime ag land unless it's got 60 acres, according to the zoning ordinance. Correct me if I'm wrong.
40, yeah.
I thought you had to have 60 on tillable to have a.
It's 40.
40, okay, well, that's all right. But what I'm getting at is, what does this here 40 acres or 100 acres of tillable land generate to the businesses, your implements, your elevators? You gotta buy fertilizer, you gotta buy machinery, you gotta buy parts, you got, machinery breaks down, so you take it to the implement, where I'm going with this. Our beneficial factors, in my opinion, is, well, I might as well tell you, my opinion is I don't think we should allow it on prime ag land. That's my opinion, but when I read this, it says, if we were, and correct me if I'm wrong, if we were to allow commercial arrays, the planning commission would never be able to agree that commercial proposals conform to the county land use plan. Are the commissioners, is this something the commissioners came up with that they think that, or am I reading this wrong, that the planning commission don't know what we're doing, or am I interpreting this wrong,
Nope,
Mr. Commissioner?
No, this is my document. This didn't come from them. What this is saying is that as our current comprehensive plan is, or is laid out, if we were to bring conditional use permit application forward, say we go through a drafting of one that would allow it, the first finding you guys always vote on is whether it conforms to the county land use plan. And with the language that we have in there currently, you'd have to say no, and it would automatically be denied.
Because in our comprehensive land use plan, we stress the importance of preserving prime farmland
Correct.
district.
And so that's why to allow these operations, we'd have to both amend
We'd
that
have
comp plan.
That's the deal. If we were to allow it, we'd have to amend the comprehensive land use plan, which we just completed here in 2023. So,
I think you're all looking at this the wrong way. We got the Mississippi River right close to us. All they gotta do is put big turbines in down there and you could have all the current you'd ever need.
that's actually being looked at Genoa.
I know.
And
I think if we wait this thing out a little bit, make a lot more sense.
And that's part of it though is that with the decommissioning of the plant over there, they're really incentivizing alternative energy options. And because we are in a directly or adjacent to them, we're in an area that's being incentivized for this.
My brother and sister had a solar system in, they took it out. They just soon pay the bill, you know? She made her house twice as big, got rid of the solar system. So solar isn't gonna save anybody.
Well, I think what Amelia's, she just wants to get everybody's opinion or thoughts on how you view what's stated in the comprehensive land use plan that we have currently. What is your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I have no opinion either way. I guess I want to know where everyone's at so that we can put a document forward that's actually what the people want. And so just kind of your comments here tonight will help us get that drafted, and then next month we'll have a draft ready for you guys to review.
The one thing I would add too is like, whatever our restriction is on building houses on that land, I think we have to be at minimum that restrictive. Like, to me, it's my opinion, but the priority for the county would be building houses before it'd be putting in commercial solar arrays. So whatever restriction we have there, I think it should be, that's the bare minimum of what it would be. And then you could go beyond that, but I wouldn't wanna say, we've got this prime land that would probably be great for houses and we're not gonna allow that, but then we're gonna allow solar panels. to
See,
go.
there's the difference.
Yeah.
That's the thing. We've denied building a bunch of houses on 40 acres of prime
So I'd
farmland.
say you can't have solar panels there.
Yeah, you can deny the floor panels too, you know.
They could, yeah, that'd be consistent by denying that, yeah.
Now, we could do it on non-prime farmland, right, still?
Well, we still allow small residential
Yeah.
solar arrays, correct?
Yep,
That's an
this
permitted
isn't
use.
impacting any of that.
Yeah, it's not impacting any of that.
Doesn't have anything to do with our decision, but I asked one of the higher ups at, now it's My Energy. I said, all these solar panels popping up on the roofs and out in the yards and I said, how come my rates keep going up? Well, they said, we still got the same amount of help and we have to charge you more now because we have to pay these people that have these little solars. And they also said, it doesn't have anything to do with our plan here, I just want to lay that out. They said, we can buy it so much cheaper than we can with these solars. So now are we going backwards? Are we going both directions at the same time? I'm asking the question.
Yeah.
I had one of our family wanted to build a house on 40 acres and you can move it down on the marginal land down over to Side Hill, but you can't build it on the prime land. Well, we're protecting, just what you folks said, we're trying to protect our prime land here, and you said it too. are the commissioners gonna listen to anything that we say? Are they going to,
Well,
take into what,
this board is a recommending body, so.
I know,
if
I know.
Whatever you guys recommend, they sure would listen to it, I'm sure.
Okay.
I would, as a commissioner.
I'm asking the question, is all.
I definitely would.
Know what they're are paying per acre, because what I'm reading, some of the solar panels per acre can be up $15,000 for a lease. Get that there. So if they're paying that kind of money, why didn't they buy the land or put it where they own their own land? Not be paying $15,000, get off the prime land, and if they're paying $15,000, then me as an electricity buyer, I'm footing the bill for that. It's not going to be cheaper for me.
And plus you as a farmer are competing against them for buying land to put solar panels.
Right. The land was bought and taxed, prime farmland.
To be farmed, yeah.
Yeah. So when you look at all the pluses and negatives, there might be a place for it, but not if you're paying $10,000 a year rent. Then you should have weighed the option of buying the land. Do it cheaper than buying that prime farmland or paying. There's always a reason behind somebody wanting to build on there.
Yeah.
You gotta figure out who's footing the bill for that.
Yeah, well, and we don't have those figures of what the leases are or any of that. We're just trying to figure out
Right.
the land use end of it. So,
And if there's questions like that, that's helpful to know, and that's the kind of information I can pull for you guys for next time.
We've discussed it in our Yucatan Township Board, and we are against it as a board. We have discussed it as a Township Association Board, which we're gonna bring up again at our next meeting. The consensus was they're against it, but we wanna get the true vote and bring a resolution before the board to tell us how the Township Association Board feels about it. But right now, the consensus is we're against it. Everybody says, this is considered a driftless area, scenic view area. They're proposing a hiking trail through this area now. To me, these solar panels are not a very good picturesque picture of our area. If we get all these many acre solar panels. And besides, it's an agricultural area. Ag comes first. But when we have our second meeting now for the Township Association, the correct answer will come forth and we'll bring it before the commissioners what our view is of the townships.
See, 20 years ago, people were trying solar panels and they haven't improved them that much. If they'd improved them so the quality is there, but China just didn't do it,
well, they have their place, like you said, on marginal ground, or it'd be great out in the desert. I mean,
Fill her up.
they have
How
their,
nobody
they have,
lives there to use the energy.
right. It is just, they have their place. But I myself, my main concern is protecting prime farmland, so.
So this has to be done now by June or something? You can't put another extension on it, or is that out of the realm of a question? As far as an extension on a decision in the county on the solar panels?
Well, was originally agreed to, I don't remember the number of days, 6 months basically, which would be July 2nd. Moratoriums can go up to a year, but there was a stakeholder, I guess you could say, that was requesting a tighter turnaround time.
So who makes that decision on the moratorium?
The commissioners voted on that.
Okay. So now the I'll get it all.
Moratorium.
After a while is 6 months. Do the commissioners have the authority to extend it for another 6 months?
I would think so. I have to check the mechanism for that, but I guess I'd encourage you to talk to your commissioners if that's the way that you guys feel.
Well, where's my
I
commissioner
don't think
sitting?
Well-
this will have to worry about it.
The other four.
Trump will buy Canada by then.
Well, yeah, I'd have to look into that. I'm sure you know, they can be up to a year, and that's what was the first proposal, but it got trimmed back to 6 months. It could be put back on for an extension, I would think. Something we
Yeah.
can look into.
But that would be the commissioner's decision, correct?
Yes, it would, yep.
And not to put all the blame on Eric, because I did volunteer to shorten it up. The original proposal was 3 months, so I asked to go a little, or longer than that, because 3 months is
Right,
gonna be
yeah.
doable.
It's something that we need to get the policy and ordinance, if we were to allow it, to make sure we get it right. And that would take, to me, we'd have a lot of research to do before that would take more than, we'd get beyond 6 months to do that, but.
This is real simple. All we gotta do is put a tariff on it.
Yeah.
If they want solar in Houston County, we want a tariff.
Well, I don't know, does anybody else have any comments on what the comp plan says about protecting farmland? Is it an agreeable?
Yeah.
And this list is just different items that other counties have used for performance standards. So that's also kind of was looking if you guys have something specific in mind, like for instance, you mentioned kind of keeping it similar to the dwelling density rule, which is something I've heard prior to, so if you.
I'd almost want it worse myself, like, kinda like, I think you made a good point on, you really want people putting solar panels and bidding against farmers, or even people building houses. Like, you'd rather put it even further past farming, past residential. I don't know what that next tier would be to me. I just think of things we'd wanna see first in the county compared
If you
to.
guys really want an honest answer, Tom Vicks put a whole bunch of panels in. He's got a 10-year payback on them, but he said they won't do that anymore. So if you can't make money doing it, why do it? The electric companies are gonna make sure they make the profit.
Well, a lot of this is all stems from the state is pushing to be carbon free by 2040. Fossil fuel free, which,
That'll never happen.
yeah, that's debatable, but this is what's being pushed. And, you know, in a lot of other counties like Dodge County, they've got 1,500 acres of prime farmland in solar. And their comprehensive land use plan says they would not allow that, and the state overruled them on that. Because on a large scale like that, the state steps in and overrules, because that's what they want. So that's the only thing we can regulate is the smaller ones, you know?
Do you know what that size is, Eric, at all?
I don't know what the threshold is on that. It's probably by the megawatt or whatever, so.
200, I think.
How many like acres is that?
Yeah, I don't
I'm
know.
gonna say it was like 4 to 5 acres per megawatt.
How much?
Tariff would work.
4 to 5 a megawatt, 4 to 5 acres a megawatt?
I had that pulled at one point. I don't remember what it was right offhand.
Yeah.
So, let me ask you this then, Eric, if we, I had that packet that you gave me here a couple of months ago or whatever, that information that you handed out, and I read that through.
Oh, from Stearns County and,
Yeah.
yep,
And according to that, if you worded it right, the state maybe wouldn't overrule the county.
like for Stearns County, they denied a permit that was recommended for approval, and the county commissioners denied that and stated that it's because of their comprehensive land use plan that states protecting prime farmland. And that's what they hung their hat on for denial. Well, they got taken to court on that by the solar company. And the first judge ruling was against them, and then it went to a higher court, and the higher court reversed it and backed the county commissioners on that. Because it's stated in their comp plan that that's their main objective, is to protect prime farmland. So that's why it upheld in court.
So if the planning commission recommended to leave, well, it is now to protect our prime land.
Yep.
Yeah.
So does the commissioners have the authority to step right on top of the planning commission and make their own decision, or does it have to come just a recommendation from us?
What would come out of here would be a recommendation, and then the commissioners can either accept the recommendation or deny it.
Okay.
Yep.
Or get voted out next term.
It's real simple. All we gotta do is put a tariff on it.
I don't think we have the authority to
Answer your
tariff
question,
anything.
I think we because we are adjacent to like the plant in Genoa, I think they can get like a brownfield. I'm not sure if it's a credit or how that works, but that's one of the perks, I guess, of locating it in Houston County right now.
Probably pulling the payback down for them then by getting that.
Yeah, that might be it.
So then what you're saying is that you're gonna put some of these ideas together and present at the next meeting, is that?
Yeah, if I can get kind of a draft put together, it would go to you, or come to you guys at the next, in May for a public hearing. And then you can do what you want, I guess.
So if you had if it comes to us and you would have the public meeting at the same time?
Yeah,
Hearing.
and that'll probably be the first time that we have a hearing about it where we can accept public comment. And so that's one thing we really haven't had a lot of input on lately, other than a few people that have been following it and commenting at board meetings. But we also don't have a document out, it's just been kind of how do we approach it?
Right, we would have a public hearing for people to comment.
So then would we have to make a decision then after that public hearing
On your recommendation.
on our recommendations?
Yep.
Okay. So we could tweak the recommendations if we wanted to what the board
You could add or
wants.
subtract conditions or whatever, yep.
We don't have to, okay. Just trying to learn something.
Nuclear things are coming out now. They are starting new nuclear plants. And they're using, their little round, just like golf balls. Cause they could shut them off that way. And so this might be an era that nobody will be able to compete with.
I know the state legislature is looking at nuclear, trying to get something going for nuclear. I don't know if they have the votes to get it done, but it is being talked about.
All our ships now are run by nuclear. So if they can run a ship on nuclear and have 5,000 guys getting energy, we can do it here too.
Might have to run for Congress. Let's make it happen.
Doesn't apply to my thoughts, but do you guys know, are there a lot of transmission lines because of where we're located in the old plants right there, or three-phase, or what? I was always under the impression that a three-phase line was prime for a solar field to be next to. I don't.
Yeah, so what's been told to me is that the only line in the county that can like currently accommodate that is one that runs kind of on the bottom quarter, through Jefferson, kind of Wilmington area, Spring Grove,
All you have to
Long
do is go down
County
to Iowa and all you see
14
is.
there.
Yeah, that's the only line that was adequate to handle it.
Yeah.
To handle a large
Yep.
field.
You know, I don't know, there is a big project across the Midwest, so I'm not sure what plans are as far as if there's anything for expanding lines
Right.
in
there's-
this area. I think a lot of it's more metro. But who knows where we'll be in 20 years.
Was just asking.
See, they're all worried about energy, but we should be worried about water much more. Because the water table is going down all the time, you know, and when our wells have to go
The water
deeper.
table under us that'll never go dry.
Oh, yeah, well,
No, it won't. No,
as it has in,
It'd be a big ocean.
it's a huge aquifer we're under.
now.
You know, we could get rid of these problems in a hurry if Iowa would annex us in.
We don't have that.
All right.
Bill.
Anybody else, anything else?
Do you have anything else?
Just that,
So now should I ask for a motion?
oh yeah, now you're fine.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.